All right, what's up, guys? It's Zach McCurley back with another Basics of Strongman, episode 6. We're doing diet today. I do not have my mic, so hopefully the audio is not very bad, but we'll see how it goes. So, everyone needs to know a little bit about diet, and strongmen and women are no exception to that. So, we're going to talk about a little bit of the basics today. We're going to talk about some fat, protein, carbohydrates, a little bit about alcohol, and how to consume them for optimal goals in a very broad sense, a quick overview, if you will. So, macronutrients, right? We're talking fats, carbs, proteins. Fats have 9 calories per gram. Fats are good for your body for endocrine function, joints, and organs. Carbs have 4 calories per gram, and that exists no matter what. So, if you're curious about that, see gluconeogenesis. But a lot of people believe in like keto diets. I'm not a big proponent of those, especially for performance athletes. I'm not a big fan of it. I would say the only application that I would support that kind of diet in is a very long distance endurance athlete, people who are running ultra marathons, things of that nature. I think for power athletes, especially in the strongman realm, you definitely need plenty of carbohydrates. That's how I feel about it. Proteins, 4 calories per gram. They repair muscle tissue, and that's pretty much all you need to know about that. However, something that a lot of people don't tend to know is that 1 calorie, capital C, is actually it's 1,000, it's 1 kilocalorie and 1,000 calories with a lowercase c. So that is the calorie that a lot of people will study in things like physical chemistry or something like that. And then capital C calorie or kilocalorie, those are the same unit, okay? So if you see kilocalorie, it is a normal calorie that you would see on a label. And if you see calorie on a label, it's almost always going to have a capital C. And if it doesn't, then shame on them because they don't know the difference. But now you know the difference, so you can correct them if you feel so inclined. Alcohol, 7 calories per gram. That's a capital C calories. And this really, it doesn't serve a big function. And to give you some kind of idea of how many calories people waste on alcohol, one of those 1.5 ounce vodka shots at the bar is going to be costing you 97 kilocalories, or calories with a capital C, and 1 ounce of Everclear in your mixed beverage is going to cost you about 165 kilocalories, or calories with a capital C. So they don't really serve a huge function, and I typically avoid them. I avoid calories from alcohol. That's how I operate. I'm not going to tell you how to live. A couple quick notes. If it fits your macros, it's total BS. Okay? That was a huge movement for a while. It was very stupid. Straight from the start, you already know this. I'm just going to ask you one question. Have you talked to a diabetic about it? Okay? If it fits your macros, is trash. Okay? Talk to a diabetic. Protein sources definitely matter. Different protein sources have different qualities of protein. Someone who's eating exclusively protein from wheat is not going to be getting the same actual nutrients and amino acid profile as somebody who is integrating beef, chicken, fish into their diet, okay? Make sure that you're changing up your protein sources. I'm a huge advocate of that. I tend to eat a little bit too much chicken, but it's because it's inexpensive and it's a pretty darn good source of protein. So, water, drink lots of it. Simple. I don't need to talk much about that. I'm not going to talk about electrolytes today. Most people don't have an issue with electrolytes. The last thing I'm going to do is a quick breakdown of how many different macronutrients someone should consume. And I'm doing an example of a 200-pound male. So it depends. For fats, typically someone's going to be consuming, oh boy, I messed that up. Okay, well, shoot, 0.4. So for fats, it's going to be 0.25 to 0.4 grams per pound. And For carbohydrates, it's going to be 0.7 to 1.4 grams per pound, and for protein, it's going to be 1 gram per pound of body weight. Now, what's that look like? And how does that change when you're looking to maintain or gain versus lose weight? Well, I did that example for you, okay? So if a 200-pound male athlete is looking to lose weight, I would probably start them at something like 0.4 grams of fats per day per pound of body weight, which comes out to 80 grams of fat per day for a 200-pound male athlete. For carbohydrates, I would start them at 0.8 grams of carbohydrates per pound of body weight, which comes out to 160 grams of carbohydrates per day. And then protein is very simple, 1 gram per pound per day, which comes out to 200 grams per day. That brings the total calories to 2,160 kilocalories per day. And what about the instance of someone looking to maintain or gain weight? Well, for this, I would keep the fat at the same ratio. It's going to be 0.4 grams of fat per pound of body weight, which comes out to 80 grams of fat per day. For carbohydrates, that's where I would like to increase that, and I'm going to drive that all the way up to 1.4 grams per pound per day, which comes out to 280 grams of carbohydrates per day, and keep the protein at 1 gram per pound. Very simple, 200 grams of protein per day. That brings your total calories to 2,640 kilocalories per day. Notice the difference, okay? There's less calories when you're looking to lose weight, more calories when you're looking to maintain or gain weight. And the difference is roughly 500 kilocalories. That's about as many as you want to chop. Why is it as many as you want to chop? In my opinion, you really shouldn't be looking to lose any more than about a pound of fat per week. And if we multiply 500 kilocalories by 7, it gives us 3,500 kilocalories. And it just so happens that we talked about how many calories is in 1 gram of fat. It's 9. Well, if you do 9 times 454 grams, which is 1 pound, then you actually come out with 3,600, which is very close to this. It means you're going to be, if you're doing everything perfectly and you're in an actual 500 calorie deficit per day, you will be losing 1 pound of body fat per week. But the actuality is we're going to be losing a little bit of muscle mass with that. It is what it is. These things are not a perfect science because we are looking to change our body, and our body really doesn't like to change. It's just the way things are. So that's how it's got to be. But this is a quick breakdown of diet. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you haven't seen the other videos on the basics of Strongman, I highly suggest you check out the playlist. And if you want to learn more about Strongman in general or Strongman in depth, I highly suggest that you check out the Strongman Theory course. That is where I cover Strongman as a sport much more in depth. So that is for the people that are looking to get better at the sport of Strongman and competing in the realm of Strongman. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Don't forget to like, subscribe, all that trash, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.